Hey guys, we're back for Bandcamp Dailies number 6, I think it is. So we have some listens today. So we had 6 listens and 3 of them, Christopher, I Think Nuts, and 1, 2. These are all from Self-Inflicted Memory Loss from 2016. And Cohesive Deterioration, Nonconscious Paradox, and Permanent Psychosis are each their own Octopus Core album. So we're going to start with these 3, with the Self-Inflicted Memory Loss ones, and then we're going to go to these 3 after that. So what we're going to do the same thing we did last time. We are going to isolate each instrument. We're going to check out what they're doing, because actually all of these songs are improvised stuff. They're free jazz improv stuff, except for Nonconscious Paradox. It is improvised, but there is a sort of a loosely written melody. So let's just go to Christopher first. Actually, we already talked about Christopher in a previous video, so we're not going to listen to this. So we're basically going to do the other 2. What were the other 2? I Think Nuts and 1, 2. So 1, 2 is track 2 from this album. And I Think Nuts is 19. Now, when I looked at this earlier today, I knew that I Think Nuts was not the 3rd track. I knew 1, 2 was, because I specifically named it that because it was the 2nd track. And it also used a sample that had these words in the sample. And I thought that was pretty appropriate to use it as a second song. But I Think Nuts, I knew that wasn't the 3rd track, but I didn't know what number it was until I went to the track list here, and I noticed that it was track 19. And then I realized, oh, of course, I know exactly what song it is. Actually, I knew what it was just by the title, I Think Nuts, because I can picture the song. So, but first of all, we'll just listen to track 2 first.
A 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1.
Okay, so that's a pretty good song, very fast. And so basically this album it's free jazz, it's completely freestyle, improvised, and it is also randomly arranged. So none of the instruments know what each other is doing. It's completely random, except for the vocals. The vocals, I actually wrote the lyrics after randomly arranging all the tracks together. And so the vocals sort of try and make sense of all of the randomness and sort of split the songs up into sort of semi-coherent sections, even though it sounds like it's just complete random nonsense. However, so this was track 2, right? So the sample on this song, listen to the sample again.
A 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1.
Okay, so that, I'm trying to think here. I recorded a whole bunch of audio from my TV one day, and I ended up going through all of the audio footage, and I was changing channels on the TV, and I went through all the footage, and I picked out 99 samples. This was one of them. There are several samples from whatever TV show this is. If I remember correctly, it was on one of the religious channels, and it featured a band, so he was getting ready to start a song there. Because there's another song called God Loves You. I don't know where that's in like the 50s or something. I don't know where it is. I can't remember where it is. But anyway, that's from this TV show as well. So it's some religious TV show that had a band. It's like a kids show, I guess. I think this was like a Saturday morning type deal. And how did the song go? Yeah, so actually both of these songs, I Think Nuts and 1, 2, they're very heavy, very death metal-y. So let's go to the Reaper project here. Okay, so this very colorful thing, this is you can see there are 99 markers. There's actually 100, but the 100th one is pointless. So let's go to the 2nd track. All right, here we go, number 2. guys. So yes, this is a very fast-paced song. So let's listen to the drums first. So let's go to all of these. We will solo these. We don't want the metronome. Okay, there are your drums. And now let's listen to one of the guitars. So it sounds pretty Slayery, if I do say so myself. Okay, so let's listen to the other track now. The other guitar, I should say. This is really strange because when I've listened to this album so many times, and so even though it's all improvised, there are like melodies that come out from the songs, and how each guitar sort of combines with each other. However, like I mentioned in one of the previous videos, like sometimes it switches between guitar, like the melody that pops out at you. Sometimes it switches between the guitars, like for the first part of the song, one of the guitars will stand out more, and for another part of the song, the other guitar will stand out more. But for this specific song, it's the left guitar that pretty much dominates the entire song, for me at least. This guitar is more like the right guitar is more sort of a background thing, and it sort of offers some atmosphere. I was not expecting it to be just like slow ringing notes at the beginning, because I haven't isolated these tracks. I probably have before, but it's been a long time, and I'm just shocked at how this guitar sounds, because when I think of this song, I do not think of a guitar sounding like this. There are specific parts on this guitar that I do recognize, like when there's the harmonic. Like that part definitely pops out. That's like an integral part of the song for me. But it's really strange when I isolate the tracks, because it sort of changes the song sometimes. Whereas the left guitar, that's what I think of when I think of this song, the left guitar. Like I picture this song being like a fast-paced song, just like that. So it's kind of interesting. Okay, now, yeah, let's go to track 19 now. So we're going to listen on Bandcamp first. So this is called I Think Nuts.
I think nuts.
Okay. So that's a really good song. That's a very, it's sort of, even though this is all improvised and freestyle and stuff, that almost sounds like an actual written song in parts. So let's go to the Reaper Project again. Now we'll go over to track 19. There's a specific part in this where it's the drums go into a fill and then it goes into a blast beat, and the guitar riff, when it gets into the blast beat, it changes like on right when the drums change as well. So it's like it was written like that, but it wasn't. It was just one of those happy accidents that occasionally happens. So it's kind of funny. Yeah, so I don't know. I've been having problems with my computer trying to keep the audio in sync. The audio stays synced with my microphone fine, but I've been having problems because this is a new computer, Windows 11 computer, and sometimes it's out of sync, sometimes it isn't in terms of like my desktop audio. And I thought I had fixed the problem, but I'm still working on it. So I don't know if like when I'm pointing, if I'm actually pointing on the right part. It's not a huge syncing problem, but I was trying to point out the part with the drum fill that leads into the riff with the blast beat. Okay, we already listened to the song. Let's listen to the drums. So pretty much a very standard death metal type of drumming. You see there's not very many fills. The only toms that appear are here and here. Otherwise, it's very quiet. So it's basically just blast beats and double bass and whatnot. Let's listen to one of the guitars. Yeah, this song I also sort of picture, I interpret a certain way. So I'm interested in hearing how the guitars correlate with that. Yeah, I have a feeling that this is going to be one of those songs where each guitar is sort of equally responsible for the melody, because it was like going in and out on how I was interpreting the melody. So let's listen to the other guitar now. Yeah, that's really cool. It is how I thought. The guitars sort of switch constantly through the song in who's responsible for the lead melody and how I interpret the songs. It's so strange listening to the isolated instruments. It's also kind of funny. I feel like the beginning of each guitar is sort of similar as well. I mean, they're sort of similar. They're both playing like death metal style guitar, but so that's pretty cool. Okay, I think that's it for this. I also have another surprise. In the previous video where we talked about the song Christopher from this album, I unleashed the lyrics, the previously unpublished lyrics for the song. And I'm going to do that with these two songs as well. Now, I never published the lyrics for this song because they're very juvenile, they're inappropriate, they're very stupid. And I tried to write them very quickly, and so that I'd have something to say while I was doing the lyrics. when I was doing the vocals, I should say. But I'm going to, I looked these over earlier today to make sure if I was okay with showing them. And I guess I am okay, even though they're really dumb, but just we'll check it out. Okay. So let's see if I can do this.
A 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1.
Oh God. Yeah, so those were pretty stupid lyrics. Now let's go to track 19.
I think not.
So when I was looking for the lyrics today, I don't. So basically, I wrote the lyrics for all these 99 songs, recorded the album, 2016. Never read the lyrics again. Completely forgot about them. And today, I found the lyrics for this song, and I was reading them, and I was cry laughing at the last three lines here. You've got my nuts on your mind. So basically this, oh, by the way, the sample for this one, it's some girl, I forget what, it's one of those like, what are they called? I don't know what those style of shows are called. It's like a talk show or something. The not early morning, but like a pre-lunch talk show or something, or afternoon talk show. Some girl, I think it was the Marilyn Dennis show, to be honest. And they had some girl talking about food or something. And so she was saying, I think nuts. Now nuts was like some ingredient in a recipe she was talking about. Anyway, but I changed that into, you've got my nuts on your mind. You've got my nuts in your mouth. Entire scrotum cheeseburger. Now, I don't know what that means. I don't know what the last line means. I don't know where the cheeseburger comes into play. But when I read this, I just like shit myself laughing. Oh, good stuff. Okay, so we probably spent way too much time on this so far. Yeah, we're already 18 minutes in. This is so ridiculous. So ridiculous. I can't make a short video. Okay, so let's go to cohesive deterioration. Cohesive deterioration, this is basically... Okay, let's just go over here. So, cohesive deterioration. Yeah, this was the February installment of my Octopus Core trilogy, which was supposed to be a 12-part installment because I was going to do one every month, but it ended up, I had to stop doing it because I can't play drums anymore. And so cohesive deterioration, this was, Octopus Core 2024, 02 February. So this was the second one. So let's just listen to a little bit of this. Okay. But before we talk about the actual music, the cover art for this album, I don't know if you know what it is. If anyone can guess what this is, I'll give them $20. But I'm just going to tell you what it is. So basically, these are a whole bunch of stacked, they're my like grocery bags. that I would get my groceries in. They're not plastic. They're paper bags. They're all stacked on top of each other. And I took a picture of them and I screwed around with the colors. And I was not happy with how it turned out, but this is how it turned out. So whatever. And also something I neglected to mention in the previous video when I was talking about self-inflicted memory loss. This picture, this is a bunch of branches. I was going to say it's an apple tree. I don't know if it's an apple tree, but it's a tree. And so the colors are inverted. It's black and white. And so this is just a huge tangle of branches. And actually, fun fact, bit of trivia here. The tree fell down. It basically, it fell down the next year. Or I think it might have been during the winter time. But shortly after I took the photo, within just a few months or something like that, the tree fell down. It's no longer with us. So that's kind of interesting, I guess. So yeah, this album, this is one of my, what is it called? Octopus core. So some guy coined that term, I guess because of the style of drumming I'm doing. It's just like constant random nonsense on drums, trying to be as random as possible and fast. And what was I going to say? I don't even know. But this, so it's a 30-minute song. I would basically just play for 30 minutes and on drums and just do whatever I wanted. And then I'd go to guitars, same deal. I don't know if I listen to the drums when I recorded the guitars. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I don't know for this song if I did or not. I mean, the drums are so random anyways. It's not like I'm playing along to them. But sometimes I do like listening to the drums in order to just get like the intensity and the craziness all in one. Maybe it might help inspire some of my guitar playing. I don't know. But and also when I record, so I start with recording one of the guitars and then recording the other guitar. I don't know if I'm listening to the first guitar when I'm recording the second guitar. I can't remember. Probably not, because it'd be too loud. I don't know. But yeah, I basically just sit down, record each instrument, first try, no editing. Doing the guitars and the vocals like that is not a big deal, or the keyboards, I should say, is not a big deal. But I mean, the drums, they're quite challenging because of how, fast they are. And it's definitely a workout. I remember for one of these songs, I don't know which installment it was, but it was my hip was just driving me. Or it was my hip or my knee, I can't remember. It was getting pretty sore there. Same with my arm that one time. Anyway, let's go to the Reaper. We'll try to isolate some instruments. So what is this? Cohesive Deterioration. Yeah, I don't think I've isolated this one before, so this should be interesting. This is going to be a really long video, I'm sorry. Every time I want to make a short video, it ends up being longer and longer and longer. Okay, Octopus Core February. I'm assuming it's the third one because it's the latest. Sounds good. Okay. So we have vocal. Oh, there's only one vocal track. That's interesting. Is it? Not really. There's a keys, and then we have two guitars, and we have drums. Oh, so what's this stuff on the left? Is this another drum? I have not heard this. So this is another, we listened to one of these in a previous video. I think it was for Violations. This is my drum sound check. I have not heard this, so. All right, that's pretty much exactly how the first drum check sounded from the previous song in the whatever previous video it was. It's funny that I keep these. I don't know why I do. So cohesive deterioration, it has a little bit of an intro here. So okay, so so we have the keys and the right guitar that are going. We're gonna solo the drums shortly, but I just want to listen to this first. Why there's a bit of an intro. So I just want to hear how this sounds. Okay, so that's the one that has like the feedback. And what does the keys sound like? Okay. So sometimes with these songs, yes, with these songs. So basically with these Octopus Core songs, let's go here. I want to do this. Shut the fuck up. Also, shut up. I don't care about this. Where's the X? I don't want to hear this. I don't want to see this on my page. So basically this, and this. OC 2401, 02, and 03. So we'll also Violations and Nonconscious Paradox. Basically, so each of these songs, they're 30-minute free jazz songs, Octopus Core songs. And so they each pretty much have they sort of have a theme, each one. When I go to record, because I don't want to do the same thing every time, even though it might sound like it, but I sort of have a different sort of. I have a different. I don't know what the word I'm trying to think of is, but it has like a different themes. And so for the theme for the second one was, I really went heavy on the echo pedal, and I made it. I really made use of the echoing. And so I really relied on the echoing. So there's some of the parts I just let echo and ring for like a minute even. And I know there are several parts where I would just try to make a really weird sound, and then it would echo over and over and over and over, and it sounded really cool. And so the echo is a big part of this song. So let's isolate the drums first. Yeah, okay, so it's like that for 30 minutes. Now, what we did in the previous video, I think when we were talking about Violations, we were looking for breaks in the drums. See if I took a break, a little breather. There's one right here. I'm not sure why I stopped there. I might have just needed a little bit of a break. Looks like it's just bass drum. Yeah, this part, I remember this part. This was one of those times when I needed a drink of water. So I was getting the bottle of water on the table next to me, and I was just kicking the bass drum with my foot as I was drinking. Yeah, so not many breaks on this song. Not bad. All right, so let's listen to one of the guitars. Yeah, and so because I was really relying on the echo, the endless echo, I think this is a very noisy song. There may not be much melody going on. Like, I don't even remember what I did on guitar. So some of these songs, just like with the Self-Inflicted Memory Loss, melodies will sort of push out and will stick with you if you listen to the song enough. And this one, I'm sort of at a loss here, trying to think what the melodies sound like. I feel like it's just more weird sounds, weird noises. So I'm interested in hearing what the guitar is doing. Where's the guitar? Oh, that sounded cool. Well, that actually does have a melody, so that's really cool. Oh my God. When I think of this song, I do not think of that at all. Probably because the beginning, there's a lot of feedback with the other guitar and also with the keyboards there. Huh. Like, I know there are some melodic parts in the rest of the song, but kind of funny actually. In the previous video, the Violations video, after I was done, I was saying in the video how I was having a lot of fun isolating the tracks. What I did after the video was done, I listened to each guitar. I don't know if it was for Violations or if it was for Cries from a Defective Mind, but I listened to each guitar on its own and the keyboards on its own as well. So that was like 90 minutes I just spent listening to each track, because they're 30 minutes long and there were 3 of them. I think I'm going to do it with this song too. I do remember this riff. All right, good stuff. Yeah, it's more melodic than I remember. Let's listen to the other track. Sometimes I try to be more melodic with the first guitar track that I record, which is always the left. And with the second one, it's more of just random noises and stuff like that. So I wonder if that's going to be the same philosophy I bring to this one. Oh, well, obviously it is at the very beginning because it starts off with feedback. Yeah, this is the guitar track where I really relied on the echo pedal. I try to do some very strange noises and then just let it echo for a while. Yeah, so I definitely have to listen to this track all the way through. I'm probably going to do that after this video, actually, to be honest. Yeah. Okay, so you could hear that I really relied on the echo pedal. Did a lot of pick scraping, tried to make the weirdest sounds I could. And I don't know what there are several knobs on the echo pedal. One of them is, so basically if you turn one of them all the way up, it'll just echo forever. And if you turn it down a little, after each echo, it will sort of, the volume will decrease so that, it'll eventually be silent. But for this song, I think it's called feedback. I cranked it up all the way so that it'll never stop. Very, very cool. So let's listen to we still have like 2 other songs to go through. So let's listen to the keys. Oh, this is my favorite part of the song. I forgot about this. It's just so noisy. It's so noisy for like the entire song. And then we get to, it's almost in the middle of the song. And we get to this part in the synth, in the keyboards, it really pops out and it sort of takes over and you get sent into this trance. It's so cool. go. There is cohesive deterioration now. 46 minutes. Oh my God. Oh, so it's going to be a challenge to get under 90 minutes for this one. Okay, so let's try and do this as quick as possible. So what's up next? Okay, cancel that. Now we are doing Nonconscious Paradox. So this is arranged alphabetically, I believe. Okay, Nonconscious Paradox. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Nonconscious Paradox. This is notable because this is pretty much like the first installment of the Octopus Core series. It isn't technically, though, because I had a section on mistaken lobotomy that is basically Octopus Core. And then I also had like a pre-Octopus Core. Where is it? It is, what the hell? Waiting for Water to Boil. Yeah, this one was just drums and keyboards, though, but it's the exact same philosophy and scenario, where the exact same premise and how I thought of the song and how I approached the song, recording the song. Now, this sounds very bad in terms of recording quality. And also did the exact same thing for Long Distant Aberration as well. This is another drums/keyboards song. So there's no guitars, but it has the exact same philosophy, the exact same premise. And then I believe, there was also another part on Vague Evolving Patterns that had an Octopus Core idea. But I believe there were keyboards on that, but there was also guitars. So this was probably the first one that had the guitars added as well. And then we get to Mistaken Lobotomy. There's probably more as well. I'm just not thinking of them. Anyway, Nonconscious Paradox was the first one where it was 30 minutes nonstop. This is what I wanted. This was 2021 apparently. So, by the way, this cover here, I drew this. I drew it in pen. It was like a black pen. I don't even know what it is. Just random shapes. I don't even know if it looks good or not. I mean, I really like how this part looks. But then this part right here, I don't like how, especially this part right here. I don't like how this looks. But, and then afterwards, I imported it into GIMP. It was just like on a white piece of paper, black pen on a white piece of paper. And I added the alien map, which sort of adds colors to it. I guess it turned out okay. I don't know. But yeah, so I wanted to, okay, let's read this. I said, I started by recording a 30-minute nonstop one try improvised drum take on the, okay, so I basically just say what I did. Okay. Yeah, so I wanted to record one of these 30-minute long songs. And so this is what I did. Now, this one is notable in the sense because it's not 100% freestyle. There is, oh yeah, I probably mentioned that, right? Yeah, on December 14th, then spent 10 minutes writing a loose melody for each guitar and recorded one try improvised takes for them on December 15th. Yeah, so I recorded the drums. They were completely improvised, free jazz, freestyle. And then the next day, I spent 10 minutes writing a loose melody for each guitar. So I came up with a melody, and I would sort of loosely play that melody and sort of improvise around that melody when I was recording the guitars. And then the next day after that, I spent 5 minutes writing a loose melody for the keyboards and then improvised that melody over the song. And so even though it sort of has the same idea as the subsequent songs, this is actually semi-composed, but it's very loosely composed. But it actually does have a melody. And there's like a chorus to the song as well that pops up multiple times in the song. So this one is different than the other ones, but the same at the same time. It's not quite the same, but it has the same vibe. Yeah, drum wise, it's exactly the same as the subsequent songs. However, guitar and keyboards wise, it actually does have a melody, and so it it doesn't sound like nonsense unless you sort of take the drums into account. I think I'm going to go straight into the Reaper project, and I'll show the chorus. What song is this, by the way? Nonconscious Paradox. I'm trying to think what that means. Non-conscious. I feel like, I remember Googling it. So unconscious would be you're not conscious, but non-conscious means that you never were conscious. You know what I mean? Like, I guess plants and stuff are non-conscious. And I don't know where paradox comes into play. I don't really know what it means. It just sounds cool. Non-conscious paradox. All right, so you can see these areas down here. These are the choruses. So before I play, start doing this, I just wanted to mention this. This is also notable, I guess, in this a certain way, because one of these vocal tracks, it's basically me whispering for 30 minutes straight. I think it's this one right here. Pretty sure I don't know if I had my echo pedal on or not. I probably did. But I whispered for 30 minutes straight without stopping. That was actually pretty hard to do. I know, when you whisper, you change how your voice sounds. And there were a couple of times when my voice cracked and I went back to my speaking voice accidentally, because I couldn't whisper for that long. I found this to be quite challenging, to be honest. And so basically for the choruses, I added extra whispers. So that's why these tracks down here appear. All right, so let's isolate the drums. We're just going to listen to this part. We're going to sort of focus on one of the choruses. Okay, so I think you get the point. Let's listen to the guitar. But yeah, if you notice, the riff repeats. And so that was basically the chorus of the song. And I bring it back multiple times in the song. It's a really good chorus. I really like it. Yeah, once again, I believe the second guitar is more of sort of background sound effects. And the first guitar is more for melody. Whereas the keys, they sort of follow along with the first guitar in terms of melody. Okay. How does it end? With, I think it ends with the whispers, right? I really like the ending there. Okay, so that is Nonconscious Paradox. All right, we got one left, I believe. And it is Permanent Psychosis. So this was the first installment of the official Octopus Core trilogy, which was supposed to be a 12-part series. As I mentioned, this was January 2024. Permanent Psychosis. All right, let's click on this. So this picture right here, I really like how this looks. I'm just trying to think what it is. Okay, I think I know what it is, but I'm trying to think where I took it. So basically, like this house is kind of old, and in the warmer months, like bugs and stuff just come inside somehow. They like can get through the cracks, and then then winter comes, and then there's just a whole bunch of like dead flies on that are near the windows and stuff like that. And I believe this right here was a fly, and I believe this is like a spider web type thing. So I don't know if you would have known that just by looking at this photo. I don't know. I don't remember what I did to this photo. I screwed around with the levels, that's for sure. I also took, I made it black and white. I think it looks really cool. It almost looks like an asteroid or something, or a meteor or meteorite, whatever it is. I still don't know I always forget what the difference between meteor and meteorite is, but it's sort of hitting Earth, and then there's the tail or whatever. And then here is the explosion stuff. I'm very scientific in my descriptions, aren't I? But this is a window. This is a window. And I don't know what this stuff is, but I'm really happy with how that turned out. Anyway, Permanent Psychosis. This was the first track that I recorded in January last year. Trying to think if I remember recording it or not. I do not. I really like how it starts out of nowhere. Yeah, so I was going to say something, but I forget. My mind was wandering. I don't know what I was going to say. I was right. Oh, yeah, I know what I was going to say. So previous song, Nonconscious Paradox, as I mentioned, it had sort of a loose melody. And whereas with this one, this had no melody at all. I just sat down, I did whatever I wanted, and that was that. Now, I was a little cautious about doing this because I've done this before. And what song was it for? It was for End of the World, I believe. Yeah, right here. But this one was it was more jazzy and sort of less intense than this. But I didn't want this song to sound goofy. I wanted it to sound very intense, very noisy, and very dark. And I was worried if I was going to just do whatever I wanted, I would hit some like bad jazzy notes that would make it sound stupid. But that didn't happen at all. It sounded like very disturbing and very intense. And I was really happy with how it turned out. And it made me very confident so basically in 2024, it was like a New Year's resolution where I was going to record one of these Octopus Core albums every month. And so then I started with this one and I finished it and it turned out like perfect. I was so happy with it. And then I did the second one and then I did the third one and then I had to stop. But yeah, these three albums, super, super proud of these albums. They turned out exactly how I wanted. So let's go to this is the last song, right? Yeah. So what is the time? Are we still under? Oh, good. It's only an hour 5. I just wanted it to be under 90 minutes. All right. So let's go to Octopus Core January. What is this called? Permanent Psychosis. I'm assuming it's this one. Hey, we have another sound check drum track. We're going to listen to that for sure. I didn't do any of my random fills and stuff in this sound check. That's kind of funny. All right, so right off the bat, I'm trying to think if are there blast beats at the beginning? I don't think so. No, there are not. So let's isolate the drums then, see what's going on right off the bat. Happened there? I don't know. That would have been way too short of a break if I would have dropped a stick. I don't know what happened. Maybe I dropped a stick, but it stayed, like I caught it or something. I don't know. Very intense opening to the song, though. That was really crazy. That one sounds like it dropped a stick. You could hear the stick fall after I stopped playing. Yeah, one of these songs I dropped the stick like 3 times. It was probably this one, to be honest. This is probably another one of those times I was taking a drink of water. See, it's really tricky trying to pace myself because I got to do this for 30 minutes. And so I'm not playing, I'm not playing at full speed. I'm not quite playing at full speed. So I'm easing up on the gas pedal slightly, but because I still want it to be very fast, right? Yeah, that's the thing. For Permanent Psychosis, this song. No, it wasn't this song. It was Nonconscious Paradox, because that was the first one. That was my first 30-minute track. And so I had to that was another challenge. I had to try and pace myself for 30 minutes, playing drums like this for 30 minutes. And it ended up working out perfectly. Because I've done this before, but I was going like as fast as I could, and I was getting too tired. And so for these songs, I had to sort of ease up on the gas a little bit, try to pace myself a little bit. And it ended up working out perfectly. And so I would be playing, I'd be getting tired, obviously, but I'd still be able to play. And then, because I'm always peeking over at my computer to look at how much time I've been playing for. And once I hit, because once I hit 30 minutes, I play for a little longer and then I stop. But I sort of judge, I'm playing, I'm looking over at the computer to see how long it's been. And if I'm getting towards the end, I'll speed up because I know I'm almost done. It's sort of like when you're running a race and you get to a specific point on the track and you know the race is going to be over, then you just start sprinting, trying to maximize your time, your energy usage, or whatever you want to say. So let's listen to the guitars. Yeah, I also have to remember. Okay, before we do that, I want to point this out because I have a favorite part of this song. Oh, and I just remembered something about the one of the guitars. Very cool. Yeah, that part with the keyboards and the guitar doing the pick scraping. Oh, I just love that part so much. I remember making supper. I don't know, because I would listen to this song multiple times, right? And I obviously didn't know what was going on the first few times I listened to it. I don't know what time, like how many times I was listening to it when I realized that this part was really cool. But I remember I was making supper and I had this blaring on the stereo and this part comes up and I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. The way it just sounded so eerie. I believe I used that part in my floating head video. And so yeah, but the other part that the pick scraping. I'm trying to think, did we do the drums already? I think we did the drums already. So let's go to the guitars. We'll solo the guitars. Yeah, so this pick scraping part, I just stumbled upon it, and it ended up sounding so cool that I used it later on in the song as well. And it just happened to appear in this part of the song. This is my favorite part of the song with the synth that I just told you about. Yeah, I think I have the echo pedal engaged, obviously, and I'm scraping on the strings and I'm going down the fretboard. So it sounds high and then it's going low and then it goes back up high because I go back to I don't know which way I'm going, but That's what's happening. And that pick scraping really shines on the final version of the song. When all the instruments are playing, I can really pick that out. Okay, let's listen to some more of the guitar. Okay, so there's the left guitar. Let's listen to the right guitar. So the left guitar started, it wasn't very melodic at all at the beginning. It was very noisy, very noisy. So I guess most of the melody from this song comes from the keyboards, I guess. And there are occasional guitar melodies. I wonder how the right guitar is going to sound. That riff is really cool. It's got like some ringing chord, and then it has like the higher strings that are sliding up. Wow, that's really cool. Okay. All right, so we have one instrument left. We're going to listen to some of the keyboards, and then that's it. Hopefully we're still sub 130. Okay, we're at 126. Hopefully we can do this in sub 130. Okay, with that being said, thank you for watching. I hope 131, I didn't make it. God damn it. I'm going to try and upload this right now, but anyway, see you next time.